Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, where we just started a new chapter and they kind of plopped us right into a trial, which I kind of dig.
Order, I say. This lines up exactly with what the prosecution has been asserting.
I should have known Blackwell would have something like this ready. Security camera video added to the court record. Yeah. Apollo? How exactly did they determine that Clay was already gone in that footage? That's what I was wondering. I see what you mean. Whether Clay was still alive at that point is pretty crucial. Your Honor, please take another look at the footage. Isn't it possible that Mr. Tarrant was still alive here and that Mr. Starbuck was helping him?
I believe you're right. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship.
Perhaps that is what it looks like to a one-eyed hothead and a dotard. But it only makes sense if it's the victim's dead body. What do you mean? Fool Bright, explain it to Justice Dono. You got it! Ready, kid? If the murder had occurred in the lounge, someone could have spotted it. Anyone could enter the lounge, after all. But doing it while they were alone in the spaceship, that's a horse of a different color. That still doesn't prove anything, but you can't deny that there's a possibility the murder could have happened in the lounge. All that video shows is a man helping his fellow astronaut out. Your assertion is based on emotion. No! It is based on the belief that Mr. Starbuck would surely help his own disciple. But you have no logical explanation as to why the victim could still be alive. What? Ugh.
Unfortunately, Mr. Justice, the prosecution is right. Your argument is lacking in sound logic.
What? But it sounded perfectly logical to me.
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further objections, I believe it's time to bring this cross-examination to a close.
Objections? Well, Thanks, Athena. Your Honor, the defense requests a little time to think and regroup.
Given the facts, I'm not sure I see the need.
What is it, Athena? It's just, there's something that's been bothering me. If it isn't the defense stalling for time, as always. Very well, I'm feeling generous. You may have a small measure of time. Yes! You have 5 seconds. 5 seconds? After that, I declare this cross-examination to be closed and a verdict to be rendered. Your baldness, raise your gavel high. It is time for a countdown. Ready? Wait. We don't have time. Spit it out, Athena.
Only 3 more seconds.
Heck. Look, I don't think this prosecution's explanation is very complete. Meaning there's something missing. Like, they conveniently left it unexplained. Something they didn't explain. Ah, you're right. I think I know what you're talking about.
Your 5 seconds are up, Mr. Justice. Is there anything about the prosecution's argument that you'd like to rebut?
Reboot. I'd like to reboot. Yes, Your Honor. Actually, there is. There's something the prosecution has yet to make clear to this court.
Well, if you put it that way. What is it the prosecution has failed to explain?
Both of those things. Really? Well, no, they did kind of explain the motive, that it would have meant that he didn't have to go into space and still protect his reputation. Alright. But I feel like I know the answer to this one, too. By leaving it in the lounge, then it kind of like leaves things open to doubt. Versus if it was back by the launch pad. I can't look at that. Then that leaves only people who could get through that door as suspects. I think is what they're going to argue, but we got to go for it, right? They have failed to explain why Mr. Starbuck would bother bringing the body back at all. If the defendant wanted to kill the victim, why didn't he just leave his body in the rocket? Why go through the trouble of bringing him all the way back to the boarding lounge?
No, that's true. I don't think we've heard the prosecution's thoughts on that yet.
That's because they have none, Your Honor. Oh. Oh, Apollo. Are you new? After all, how does one explain something so illogical? Oh, he's got us. The prosecution is claiming that the defendant moved the victim's dead body. But what if the entire premise of that argument is wrong?
Let's hear your theory, Mr. Justice.
The defense proposes that the defendant didn't kill the victim. He was helping him. Ah! Fulbright, explain it for our sad friend here before I nod off to his monotone monologue and inform him exactly why Spaceboy moved the victim. Huh? I gotta be joking. It's simple. Mr. Starbuck did what he did to direct suspicion away from himself. Yep. He wanted to create the impression he heroically risked his life to save his partner. That's why he made sure to make it to the security camera so there'd be a record. At the very least, he appears to have achieved success with you and the old man. One man carrying the other was to safety. What a beautiful expression. Yeah. The average person wearing a spacesuit weighs easily over 200 pounds, saving the life of a partner who weighs as much while trying to escape deadly flames. What a dramatic sob story to fit for the silver screen.
Indeed, I was completely taken in by the humanity of the story.
You see, yet the true ending is that all traces of this hammy act were meant to be blown up. Yes, and now we arrive at the thrilling conclusion. The third explosion. What?
Objection!
What are you talking about? There's no third explosion. Indeed, you are correct. But that is thanks to Detective Arm. It was she who identified and secured the bomb. However, it doesn't change the fact that the third bomb was discovered in the lounge. That hurts. The steel coffin besides the witness stand, that would be a bomb transport case. We use that to transport the deactivated bomb here. It was found in the lounge, a bomb in the form of a most distasteful toy. Oh. What? One on the second floor of the main building, one on the launch pad, and one in the lounge. Oh, I need to go review the first case again. Because I have a feeling stuff about that bomb is going to be relevant here. I don't remember anything. The defendant planned to set off 3 firework displays. Fortunately, the third was discovered before it could be detonated, for had it not, the victim's body and other vital evidence would surely have been immolated.
Objection!
Ah! Before you utter a word, know that the evidence supports me. It's like he's reading my mind. As it is still undergoing forensic investigation, I do not have the evidence on hand. However, know that a peculiar item was found in one of Mr. Starbuck's pockets. Specifically, a bomb detonation switch. Oh. Well, it's his good luck detonator? You found what? I suspect the defendant had no time to destroy such damning evidence. When the Space Center director and Detective Arms stumbled across the murder, so he thought to hide it in his pocket. Feeble-brained that he is. No, Mr. Starbuck would never do anything like that. Ah! Justice Dono, open your eyes and see the truth.
This appears to be irrefutable evidence that the accused set off the explosion.
No, there has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be the truth. Still can't accept it. You'll believe in your client, come what may. Yes. Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself? This has got to be a trap. It's like Blackwell's controlling the entire game. Yeah, it seemed like he was waiting for me to bring up the body-moving issue. Why do you say that? Because he had just the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had a decisive piece of evidence up his sleeve, too. He was trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck and break me down. The making you cross-examine Mr. Starbuck was part of his plan, was part of his plan, too? Totally underhanded, but I wouldn't expect anything less from him. Now let us hear from the arch-villain, the fiendish murderer himself, famed astronaut Solomon Starbuck.
Witness your name and occupation, please.
Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. How did this happen?
Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking very well. Will you be able to give testimony?
No.
Well, unfortunately, no is not an option.
Wait, what? Why did you ask then?
You are being accused of the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations.
Mind if I take this suit off? It's getting really heavy.
Silence.
It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, but of your sins. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life. Banish me to the moon. I don't care anymore. Wow, that was super negative. Is he going to be alright up there? He'll be fine, I think. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is. Well, we know where this is going. I didn't kill him. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Clay had passed out by the time we got to the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay, I was trying to save him. Yes.
So you didn't set off the bombs or murder the victim?
But I bet you think I'm lying, right?
I reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony.
I'm sure you don't believe me. I bet you don't even believe I'm an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Who did I see it like that except an astronaut?
I will say that when I saw you in that movie, you appeared quite courageous, though I suppose reality never quite lives up to fantasy.
I guess I'm just a big disappointment. I really don't care what happens anymore. Oh no, he's completely given up. What a depressing fellow. If you were to join me in the clink, I imagine that annoying sighing of yours would rub off on the other inmates. Like how it rubbed off on Prosecutor Blackwell a second ago? Huh? That was Blackwell sighing? Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. The question is, what does it mean? Even if Mr. Starbuck is my client, I can't be gun-shy now. It's time to find out the truth. What? Hello? So what you're saying is that the victim was still alive at that time? And of course, he was alive and well.
Silence.
If so, then you admit you took a man who was alive and well, and silenced him permanently with this. What? No! Black hole confirmed dead ahead. It's no good, Captain. I'm getting sucked in.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, you're not in space. Please give your testimony seriously. It was just nerves, but maybe I shouldn't have said he was alive and well. It was more like he was slumped over. Those are the complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Okay.
Hold it!
Is that the elevator inside the launch pad area? Right. That's right, we always use it to get to and from the cockpit. That makes sense, so he was just using the route he always used. In spite of the fact that there had just been an explosion. Wait. Oh. Huh? I think Mr. Starbuck is hiding something. Something pretty big. Okay, this I believe. Passed out. Why was he passed out? Because he blew up. Probably because of the explosion. The noise and vibration were incredible. It's a little wonder a person would pass out, right? I guess. Not that I'd know. Ugh. I've been hit by space debris. The main engine's on fire. It's gonna blow. Yes, I see. I guess it does make sense that someone would pass out. Especially if that person in question is Mr. Starbuck. Anyway. Where's our photo? There's no way to tell who's who there. And he's carrying... Oh. Because that was what, like Clay's good luck charm or something, they said? I don't know if they were serious. I couldn't quite figure that out.
Hold it.
Don't worry, I understand. I'll make sure everything turns out all right. But everyone's glaring at me like I did it. Apollo, you have to reassure him better than that. How am I supposed to do that? Try to imagine how he's feeling and use that to figure out how to boost his confidence. Mr. Starbuck, think back to what Clay used to always say. It's times like these when he would repeat, "I'm fine" to us. Oh, that's where he got that from. I'm fine? Yeah, I guess he did say that a lot. But even if I shout it, Clay will still be dead. What's the use? Could somebody please reassure me now? Apollo, there's something strange about Mr. Starbuck's testimony. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. There's a glaring contradiction. I just wonder why it's there and what it means for our case. Well, it doesn't look like he's lying, at least. Guess I'll have to show some evidence. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Based on this! Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible. Was I not being accurate? No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level.
What makes you say that, Mr. Justice?
Please recall where the bomb went off in Launchpad 1. Also recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flames.
Oh, you're right, which means...
Exactly. The Launchpad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts. What's with the helmet? Mission Command, do you read me? Come in, please. This is Mission Command. I order you to pay attention. Stop this nonsense and answer my questions, Mr. Starbuck. My helmet. My oxygen tank. Oxygen concentration and body temperature declining. Requesting medical assistance.
Mr. Starbuck, we are not in space right now. Please stop pretending you have lost consciousness and stand back up.
I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth. I feel like we all just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut. Yeah, he seemed more like an astronaut now than when he was doing all that sighing. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement? About how you used the middle level elevator? I was nervous and I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I actually, took a different route. I think. A different route? I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time. I'll get it right this time. Maybe. No, I mean probably. Probably.
It is understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you, accuracy is paramount in court.
Oh, here we go. My escape route. Let's see, my escape route. What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe. Probably. With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. Oh, yeah. So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right. There's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. I used that ladder to get to the middle level. Luckily, the fire hadn't reached the ladder, so we could make our escape that way. No. And the capsule you mentioned, I suppose you mean the thing next to Mr. Terrain here? Was the capsule that important that you'd risk your life to take it with you? It almost goes without saying, but yeah, that capsule contains asteroid samples. Therefore, it's invaluable as research material. With a spacesuit on, clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer to the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is riding on your testimony. Maybe I am guilty after all. I wonder if you can see the stars in prison. Bet it's more comfortable than spaceship. What? That doesn't help. Let's see, I'm not even gonna bother with that. I took a different route, maybe, probably. Alright, I'm not gonna bother with that. Okay. The upper level of the launch pad area. That's right. That's what I said, isn't it? Granted, that route does exist. So to recap, you had clay over your right shoulder and the capsule in your left hand? Yeah, it's really important, so I couldn't let it get burnt up. So even though clay was really heavy, I couldn't afford to carry him with both hands. I did the best I could with him over one shoulder and the capsule in my other hand. That seems like a lie. I don't think the meaning of what he just said has hit him yet. You know what you have to do with that statement, Justice Dono. Yes, I know. Well, I've come this far, no turning back now. It's time to present some evidence. So Mr. Starbuck escaped with clay and the capsule, which means it's just like in the footage. I can see why he couldn't run, though. He must have weighed over 200 pounds just by himself. Yeah, and he had to support Clay, who was another 200 pounds. Plus, he had to ensure the safety of that capsule. I don't think I could even walk under those circumstances. Walking straight forward is probably about all I would have been able to manage. Yep. Like, how would you even do that? Come on. Come on. Come on. What do I present, though? I'm assuming this still? Wait. No. Hold on. I'm assuming this?
Objection!
I wonder if either one would have worked. Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? The truth? Let's see. The Earth is blue. No, that's not right. So, I guess the Earth isn't blue? Yeah, that's it. The truth, Mr. Starbuck. The oxygen concentration is super low in this area. Prepare the emergency oxygen tanks.
Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please help draw out the truth from him.
Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route. Huh. Not as long as this was along the escape route. Wait, is he arguing something other than what I thought he was? I may have invented evidence. Or like a route in my hand. Like, he couldn't have gone down the ladder like that. Is that what we're getting at?
Take that!
To get down from the upper to the middle level where the launch pad 1 corridor is, you would I guess I just like filled that blank in my mind. You would have to go down the ladder, isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck? Of course, that was the only way we could escape.
Objection!
But how would that work? And we'll just have to hear about how that would work in the next episode. I'm curious, like, I'm assuming there's got to be, like, an investigation part to this. Yeah, because we haven't met any of the people involved yet, so there's got to be. So I'm curious to see who the characters are. That might be the one downside to, like, starting right in the trial, is that there's all these people that we need to meet before we can start getting an idea of who did it. But we'll find out in the next episode. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.